Arguably the most anticipated second-round series of the NBA postseason, Warriors and Wolves. First ever playoff meeting between the teams. Second quarter, that's Steph Curry, 5 of 9 from the field. He was 3 of 6 from deep. 13 points in 13 minutes, but then bad news. Curry grabbing at his left hamstring, still manages to put up the floater, but immediately motioned to the bench. He needed a sub. He would head to the locker room, but his night was over. Left hamstring strain, so Golden State down, the greatest shooter in the history of the game. But it almost didn't faze the Warriors. Draymond Green hits the three, and then Draymond, uncontested. He had 16 at the half, 18 and 8 rebounds for the game. Minnesota in the third, getting back in it behind Naz Reid. What a weapon off the bench he is. The Wolves were 0 of 16 from 3 before that one went down. But shots like that were going down for Golden State. Jimmy Butler, the difficult shot. He had 20 in this game. And then Buddy Hield off that incredible Game 7 in Houston, where he went for a playoff career-high 33. Hield made 5 threes in this game. Under 8.5 to go. Acrobatic finish by Anthony Edwards. The Minnesota Star went for 23 on 9 of 22 shooting. Wolves within 10. 3 minutes to go. 12-point game. Ant-Man again. First 3 of the game to pull Minnesota to within 9. But no Steph. Plenty of Buddy ball. Hield answering with a 3 of his own. He had 24. The Warriors win 99-88. Here's Buddy now with our own Young Masuk.
I'm here with Buddy Hield. Huge Game 1 victory. First of all, how did you guys pull this off? What did it take to win this game without Steph and Curry?
Just resiliency, but thank God, and thank all glory to God for his great win. We're a great team, you know. We know Steph does a lot for us, but we got Jimmy on our side. We got Dre, we got a great coach in Steve, and we got a bunch of guys that know how to play their role, and we just execute now and have fun, and we enjoy competing, and we get some stops, and we're able to continue them on both ends.
Buddy, when did you guys find out about Steph, and what did you guys say to each other?
I heard Steph was hurt, so I walked in the back, and I was going to check on him. You know, he's the reason why we're here today, and for what he do, but I'm thankful. I don't know what's going on yet, but hopefully it's not too bad, and I hope he get back soon.
For you, you started off a little rough, but then you started hitting shots. Talk about your night.
Just keep trusting my work. Keep trusting it. Trusting God, and believing in myself. I work too hard to fail. And we're in the biggest stage of my career right now, so without Steph not here, I know there's a lot of scoring to be filled, so I got to step up.
Defensively, you got Anthony Edwards a little bit here.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards started off 0 for 10. What did you guys do defensively with him?
Just continue, man, and he's a tough cover, and we know that, but we just got to keep making it tough on him.
Thank you, buddy.
Respect. Thank you.
Well, they made it tough tonight, and Buddy Hield made a ton of shots again. And with the Warriors win, all 4 road teams won Game 1 in their respective series. It's the first time, Kelsey, that all 4 road teams have won the series opener in the conference semifinals.
By ESPN basketball analyst Chiney Ogwumike. And Chiney, Steph Curry, we saw him leave the game in the second quarter with that injury. Yet the Warriors, they still found a way to win, and they looked just fine without Steph. What do you think was the biggest catalyst for them in this game getting the win?
First of all, you heard that beautiful sound from Buddy Hield. I work too hard to fail. Like, I feel like I want to tattoo that on me, even though I'll never get a tattoo. But the player that I have my eye on, we all knew that it was likely going to be the Draymond Green game defensively, but I did not have the Draymond Green game offensively on my bingo card. He had 18 points. He knocked down 4 of 5 to start the game from 3. He also had 8 rebounds and 6 assists in 35 minutes. I did not know that Draymond was going to do his best Steph impression when Steph was out and only played 13 minutes. But you also have to give credit to Buddy Hield. The last 2 games, he averaged 28.5 points, knocking down on average 7 threes. So they found shooters when the greatest shooter of all time was inside the locker room.
Buddy able to just build on that success that he just had in Game 7 when Steph was having an off shooting night early. early on, and they get the win. On the other side of things, the Timberwolves, they struggled from three. They were 5 of 29. How do you explain this poor shooting night? I know, just look away. We can't ignore it, though.
Look, you mentioned it. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only made 5 threes, 17% from three. You've seen many teams in the NBA this postseason live and die by the three. For 3 quarters, it felt like the Minnesota Timberwolves could not buy a bucket. Ant hit his first three with 2:58 left in the game in the fourth quarter. He was the only starter to make a three. So if you think about it, Anthony Edwards, who led the NBA in three-point makes, the shot was not there. So moving forward, the Timberwolves need to figure out, if we're not knocking down our shots, we can't let that impact our defense. They were pretty passive, defensively. This is not the Timberwolves team that we've come to love and enjoy, because they play with a lot of fire. They tried, they made a push late, but it was too late.
Too little, too late from Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves in this one. Chiney, always right on time. We will see you back in a little bit with more. Chiney, thanks.
And Kelsey New on SportsCenter now. Steve Kerr with an update on Steph Curry.
Steve, any general update on Steph? Any prognosis at all?
Just day to day. He'll get an MRI tomorrow.
Did you talk to him? Just what was?
Yeah, I talked to him at halftime. Just, he's obviously crushed, but the guys picked him up and played a great game, and obviously we're all concerned about Steph, but it's part of the game. You just guys get hurt and you move on. Our guys did a great job of moving on and getting a great win. 48 hours after a Game 7 road win. It's an amazing group of guys. These guys they compete and they're together. We've been the best defense in the league since the Jimmy trade, and that's what's keeping us afloat right now.
What's the message to the group when you find out Steph's out?
I didn't say anything. They, by the time we got into halftime into the locker room, Steph was already in there with an ice bag on his hamstring, and the guys already knew, and we didn't say anything. I just told Gary he'd start for Steph, and we talked about the plan for the second half.
What can you say just about Buddy Hield's full court, two-way, defensive stopper, shooting, whatever you want to call him?
Yeah.
How would you describe that game by Buddy?
Buddy was following up that amazing Game 7. He was just crucial for us tonight. I think he started out the game 0 for 7, and we needed every one of his 24 points. With Steph out, we had very, very few options offensively, and the guys did a really good job of just defending and trying to run off misses so we could get the offense going before they could set up their defense. Not that it was a great transition game for us. I mean, we only had 6 fast break points, but when you're defending like that, you always have a chance. And some guys hit some big shots. Buddy's 3, Gary's 3. Jimmy had a bucket in that stretch where they cut it to, I think, 8 or so. So we did what we had to do. Great defense and, just kind of hang on in that fourth quarter.
Can you kind of take us through the, I think you hit a big 3, in the first quarter when Steph strained the hamstring. And I guess you guys are celebrating a timeout, but Steph's walking off the floor. And just kind of the emotions of all that.
Well, I didn't see what happened. I also didn't see that he had grabbed his hamstring. I just saw him limping a bit. So I walked over to him, tell him good pass, and he was kind of walking towards the locker room. And I said, "You good?" He was like, "I'll be back." And he just kept it pushing. But we didn't really know what was going on for a while. Several minutes, game time minutes, which, is a lot longer than just minutes. We didn't know for a long time. And then they finally told us it was a hamstring. Little deflating, but we knew, he did a great job of helping us build a comfortable enough lead. And Robin turned into Batman. What y'all call Buddy?
Alfred.
Alfred turned into Robin. And they filled in, so it was beautiful to see. And then everybody played great minutes. G came in, played great minutes. The hustle plays from Guy Santos, what did he play, 3 minutes? 3 minutes and 43 seconds, and he was hustling all over the glass, just wearing those guys down. It was beautiful to see. JK, great minutes. Guarding Ant, hit a big-time shot, timely cuts. Everybody who came in the game gave us something. Loon was huge off the bench, gave great minutes. And so, complete team effort, but we know this series will get tougher and tougher. Hopefully we get Steph back, but regardless if we get Steph back or not, that's a really good team with a lot of pride and a lot of talent. And the cohesiveness of that team has grown over the year. And so they're a together team, and we know they're going to come out fighting.
What was Steph's mood at halftime? We heard he kind of had the ice pack on his hamstring, and it sounded like he was a little deflated.
He was a little deflated, but he didn't. He tried not to show it. He was just in the locker room waiting on guys to come in, continuing to show that support, saying what he saw going on in the game, but it was a tough one.
All right, back with Chiney for more on this. You just heard from Draymond. We heard from Steve Kerr earlier. They're going to game plan right now without Steph Curry as they get ready for Game 2 and hopefully for them more in the future. How do you game plan without Steph Curry?
This is why you put the chips in the center of the table and got Jimmy Butler to turn lemons into lemonade, to make something that's sour like an injury much more sweet because of the way that he, is competitive, but more importantly, how he holds teammates accountable. And also he's capable as a scorer. But I'm not going to lie, I'm extremely concerned for the Golden State Warriors because hamstrings are very tricky. They linger. They restrict you from movement and mobility. And I'm also concerned because we all know Steph Curry, who entering the night averaged 24, 6, and 6. He is the greatest shooter we've ever seen, which also means he is the greatest gravitational pull offensively, which means the number 6 defense over the regular season, the Minnesota Timberwolves, can play everybody else a little bit more straight up if Steph is not going to be out there. So I'm concerned for the Warriors offense, but also those concerns are alleviated because now you have another dog to help, manage this storm that they're about to walk into. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, they're veterans, they're tested, but they will miss their sharpshooter.
You've got that lemonade. It's not just sour, it's sweet now with the lemonade. We'll see what they're able to do with it. Chiney Ogwumike with us here on SportsCenter.
Back on SportsCenter with Kelsey Riggs-Cuff, Kevin Connors. Not hyperbole to call tonight. A crucial Game 2. The Cavaliers down 1-0 after Indiana stole Game 1 Sunday. Cleveland dealing with a ton of injuries. No Darius Garland, no DeAndre Hunter, no Evan Mobley. But Donovan Mitchell was in the building, and he was just getting warm after that one. Late first half. A guy with a library of dunks throws another one down all over Pascal Siakam. Insane hang time by Mitchell. And a punctuation on a night Mitchell went 15 of 30 from the field. He made only 1 of 7 threes, but he was 17 of 21 from the line, 48 points, 9 assists. The Cavs had this game in the bank. Max Strus hit a 3. They led by 7 with 66 seconds to go. But Indiana would not go quietly. Tyrese Haliburton hits the easy bucket. Cut it to 5 with 1:03 to go. 7-point game, 48 seconds to play. No one gets a body on Aaron Nesmith. That cut the lead to 5. Now Cleveland's got to inbound it. Nesmith is going to take a bow to the face right there from Mitchell. They would look at this for a while, call an offensive foul. After further review, no flagrant was called. But again, the offensive foul stands, so the Pacers get the rock back. 35 seconds to go. Siakam driving layup. The lead is down to 3 with 30 seconds to play. Strus inbounding, or trying to, intercepted. And then at the other end, Tyrese Haliburton to the cup, fouled on his way up. So 12 seconds to play, made the first free throw. Indiana down 2. He misses the second, but Haliburton gets the offensive rebound. And then, step back, you don't know me like that. Going to work on Ty Jerome. The step back 3. Cleveland stunned. Time expires on Sam Merrill. And what a comeback. What a sequence for Indiana. Haliburton able to get the offensive rebound. He had 11 points in the fourth quarter, most in a fourth quarter of his playoff career, and you betcha they are. Indiana, the come-from-behind win, 121-19. Tyrese Haliburton now on the comeback win.
We've had many games where you could take a screenshot at any moment and be like, how did they win this game, you know? But we just have a resilient group, man. We just figure out ways to win. We don't give up, and we're battle-tested.
Did the same Cassell come to you in the moment?
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that, man. It was just right in the moment. It was right in the moment. Yeah, man, I've been waiting for that. I'll take that fine gladly.
He relishes in those moments, and you know, it's just a testament just to his work ethic. You know, his mental toughness, his mentality, and quite frankly, that boy cold, man. He just does it over and over again.
We can sit here and dwell on this and be home in about 4 or 5 days, or we can move on and take some things that we did really well and go from there. I have no doubt everybody in that locker room is ready for Friday. It sucks, stings, but we got to go out there and take care of business. Otherwise, that's it. But I believe in everybody in that locker room. We believe in each other. We'll figure it out.
All right, so they're looking to move on. We're not quite yet because ESPN analyst Chiney Ogwumike back with us now. Chiney, you better pace yourself against the Pacers because the second time this postseason, they've trailed by 20 and have come back and found a way to win it. Chiney, how did they get it done tonight?
That final possession, I said, what the hell? Okay, there's a song that's going around. They put his name in a song because he's got it going on. Tyrese Haliburton is a closer, one of the best, especially right now in the postseason. 11 of his 19 points in the fourth quarter. No one can guard him when he's in isolation, when he's downhill. We saw it in the first round. He was not afraid to go up against Giannis Antetokounmpo, won the series doing plays like this. And then once again, you're telling me you have a chance. He is so great with the ball in his hands and his confidence to knock down the three this time. But it's the Pacers, as you mentioned it, and the P, it truly stands for the paint. 26 paint points in the fourth quarter, 11 second chance points. So they feel like they are unguardable. This team is fearless. And you know what's funny? He's cool with taking the fine. So it's worth it, I guess.
Yeah, for him, he says, I don't worry about that. Look what we just did. Today, if not for that shot that we saw Haliburton take, though, we would probably be talking about Donovan Mitchell because his performance was insane for most of this game, too. How do you assess what we saw from him in this one?
There was a lot of heart. You know, the Cavaliers are such tremendous favorites that we forget that they had 3 key players missing in this game. Evan Mobley, DeAndre Hunter, and Darius Garland. And still, Donovan Mitchell did everything that he could to try to will his team to win. There were multiple plays that would go #1 on SportsCenter that he made. This 3 right here gave me chills because he was screaming to the audience afterward saying, hello, let's go. We have to get going this postseason, knowing that a bunch of buckets are on the bench. So even though they lost, I am impressed by the effort of Donovan Mitchell, but they can't let these types of, losses slip. They can't let it slip away from them because it felt like they were in full control of this game and they have to dictate their own future on both ends. And they need health as well because right now, these Pacers are ready to strike.